What's up, YouTube? This is Jmilionair here with a quick review of some shoes that just got dropped off, like literally right now. These, of course, as you can see by the box and the description, are a pair of Air Jordan 1 Lows, Travis Scott and Fragment collab. Pretty big deal, and I'm pretty excited to have these. I mean, quick story, I guess these came out a month ago originally. The highs came out only on, I think, Travis Scott's website, which was like a bust for everyone. And the lows end up coming on there, and I guess on sneakers as well. And I, of course, struck out on sneakers, just like many other people. And I guess a month later, for whatever reason, they did another EA or exclusive access, and my wife hit on her sneakers app, and she's literally never won anything on the sneakers app, and she's had it for, I think, 7 years. So I don't know why it is or what, but I'll take it. So, of course, got my size 10 on here. For $150 retail, and I'm super lucky. But yeah, let's get into a review. So as you can see, this is that I guess Travis Scott kind of new Jordan, I guess, style box sleeve that they're doing, kind of, I guess, taken back from the Air Jordan 11, the Space Jams. I don't know, in my opinion, and as well as like the Alma Manier sleeve they did. But whatever. Anyway, so that's pretty cool. I've never opened these. These are literally straight out of the double box. So we're basically going to do a review of them together. So let me slide this little sleeve off. Let me get that first. So, of course, this is that Cactus Jack Fragment and Air Jordan logos, Nike Air. And it's literally just a sleeve, like I said, Alma Manier. Or I think the highs have the same sleeve. So this is kind of a newer thing they're doing, I guess. And I kind of like it. Kind of upscales the shoe itself. So onto the box. It's that regular Air Jordan, I guess, style box with the top, but this, of course, is reversed. Usually a black box with the orange, reddish, I guess, infrared Nike. And this one is a white box with that, I guess, in this instance, a military blue everywhere accents, which is clean. Yeah, military blue, and of course, that is nice. Nice touch. Box 1985 Air Jordan 1, and then on the box itself is just literally just like a regular box. The other I guess Travis Scott boxes had at least Travis Scott's upside smiley face on the box itself, but I guess since they're putting all those collabs on the sleeve, they left this kind of clean, and I kind of like that. It's a cool touch. But okay, open up the top on this. Inside has that, I guess, blue with the Nike swoosh, some printing and swoosh trademark and some other stuff. Nice blue box accent, nice. And then onto that pink Travis Scott iconic paper that they've been having in their Jordans, that waxy paper. And then onto the regular waxy paper. And onto the shoes itself, real nice. Whew. All right. So let's just pull these both out. And like I said, it's the first time grabbing them. Sniff Tests. Ooh, they smell like Jordan. And these came straight from sneakers, like I said, so watch all that other shit. Pull the paper out of there. It's literally a blue box in there with dimensions and nothing else. Put this to the side and pull the shoes over here. Whew, these are nice. So at first glance, just looking at them, I mean, they're pretty nice in hand. I'm not gonna be blown away because honestly, when I struck out on these, I was literally just gonna forget about them. So the fact that I hit, I'm pretty surprised, and I'm lucky to get them. I mean, the color, in my opinion, I mean, I like them in hand. They're really nice. But they're not better than the OGs, in my opinion. That's just, I mean, it's obvious. But a lot of people like these better, but not me. So let's get into a quick review of this one. The right shoe. So basically, the midsole on here, if you can't see on the camera, is kind of off-whitish beige. It's kind of aged looking with the text on the inside of it. So fall 2021. Travis, Hiroshi, tooling code, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. So that's on that side of the midsole, and on the other shoe, of course, it's the inside of that as well. The bottom of this shoe is, of course, the all, I guess, military blue. I'm guessing the other, because I don't have the high original OG Fragment ones, but the blue on that is supposed to be a lot different. This is more military blue, lighter blue, and that's darker blue. Of course, I don't have that in person, so go off that. But yeah, all the sole in this is that blue. Going up to the upper on here, it's all comprised of a lot of different colors. The back is that military blue with the Fragment embossed on this shoe, and on the left shoe, it is that Cactus Jack smiling on this one versus the frowning he usually does. White, kind of stiff leather, of course, on most of the primary of the shoe with that Cactus Jack in white there. Should probably glow in the dark, or at least 3M. That kind of plasticky leather on this side as well. Heel cup, like I said, is softer blue leather, which is pretty nice. And then the black leather in here is thick, pretty nice, substantially leather. It's pretty nice, actually, on the front. And then a super, super soft white leather on the toe box. Different from, I guess, structure on the rest of the shoe. And then onto the iconic backward swoosh in a sail color. Nice cream color with the pink cut of the leather showing, which is a nice touch. Which I like the way they did that. And onto the tongue, it is kind of a rose color beige, but I'm guessing it kind of matches. Now it's a little different than the swoosh or the midsole. It's a little darker, so I'd say it's more of like a rose beige. With Cactus Jack on this tongue and Fragment design on the left shoe. Nike Air on the tongue on this. With the white patch with the Nike Air in blue, which I'm glad they did that this way. Like I said in my pollen review, they had, I think, like a white patch or a black patch with a different color at Nike Air. It looked horrible, so I'm glad they stuck with the primary color. The back of these, Air Jordan low tag, I don't know, with some writing on there. Let's see the insole on these. Get that out. So blue insole with Nike Air. And of course, the tag on here. Blah, blah, blah. Just in case you want to legit check it. These were made in February of 2021. And I guess they were released in April. But of course, they must have released some and maybe they got sent back because they were botted, I'm guessing. Because, of course, that's what happens nowadays. And these must have been those extra pairs. Because I know a lot of people who are still waiting on their initial release. And these are literally weeks after, and I got my pair before them. So Nike be on that kind of shit lately, but it is what it is. Insoles on these are glued down, pretty tough, just in case you're wondering. But kind of gray with the tape on there and blue thread throughout, which I'm guessing is inside of here. Okay, all right. And that's on that portion. Onto the laces. So on the pre-factory partially lace is this thick, kind of waxy tan khaki lace that matches the swoosh, which is nice. They're really stiff, high quality filling. And then onto the extra laces that came in the bag, and onto what those look like as well, because they change up every release. Onto this one, they look like small little bags with a hole in the middle of the laces, and they're laced as so, or I guess pouched as so. And that would be an extra pink laces with the same kind of waxy, high quality look. Blue in that color or style as well, and then onto the black. Honestly, the cream looks pretty good, but I'm guessing, I don't know. Pink is so cliche. People always have pink laces, and I even had it on my original ones, and I ended up taking it out because it's so overdone. So in this instance, probably cream just to match the swoosh. I don't know. We'll see. But I do plan on rocking these, even though they are valued, I think, at like $2,000 right now, which is insane. These are more than the original OG ones, which is nuts. And the highs are even worse. They're like $4,000, which is just doesn't make any sense. Especially the color blocking of those are atrocious in my opinion. But anyways, the left on this is the Cactus Jack stitched in there as so, with the A looking like upside down pepper. Kind of sloppy, but that's how it looks. And of course, some other telltale signs that it's legit is the I guess Widow's Peak is close to the Captain or the Cactus Jack logo. The fakes that I've seen, they have a lot of spacing on here. Just something I've noticed. Onto the Air Jordan logo stitched in here just to see it. It's pretty, I guess it's pretty on point. It's not as sloppy. Air Jordan looks pretty good. And then, of course, that Fragment's pretty close to that Widow's Peak. The ink on there is glossy and it looks really indented, you could tell, as well as this one. So it's a really good stamp on there. The ones that have like shallow stamps or it doesn't look as crisp, that's another sign. The leather in here is more tumbled on that one, slightly, and not that bad. And of course on this one, like I said, Cactus Jack on the inside, and Cactus Jack on the inside is that on that one as well. So what I wanted to do just to see, because I don't have any other lows. Well, I do have some beat ones, but I just want to see about these because I've heard that these are totally different shapes. And just by looking, it looks insane how different these are. So looking at, of course, the original highs, the one highs, and they've been worn, but the shape's still pretty there and they're not beat, but they're worn in. And of course, these lows, which just looking at them, they just look completely different. Look at that. The toe is completely different. This one, of course, like I said, it's been worn, but it's smaller. This one's super big. It looks like a whole different shape. Gosh. All right, so just heel to heel. Looks pretty similar. Even the sole itself is the same, but the structure of the shoe is just more sloped. If that makes more sense, let's see. It's more of a, it just seems wider in the toe. That may just be it. But yeah, that's just something I noticed, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, on to some other thing I'm going to try that I did with the original. Go check that video out, how to legit check with the black light. Let's just see if there is any telltale signs on the low pair with a black light just to see. All right, so I wanted to do something that I did with the original Air Jordan Travis Scott highs. I put them under a black light, and it showed a lot of things that you can't see with the naked eye, including some glue marks, I guess some specific stitching that glows that I guess fakes didn't have. So I wanted to do that with this pair just to see, and maybe help some people out with legit checking or just to see myself. So let's turn the lights off and get this black light going and see what we can see. And as you can see, it's not super dark in here, but it's dark enough to see with this. Shows turn on, jeez. Okay, so off top, things I can see a lot are, of course, the stitching on the tongue. That's basically shining, and the tag itself. Fragment design is shining, as you can see, but the main thing that's shining a lot is the Nike Air. And what I mean by that is here is the OG pair, and put the light in the same source. It shines, but if you put it right over both of them, this one shines higher. And you can't really see unless it's in person, but whatever the material is on this tongue versus this tongue, not sure, I'll look in the light, but this one shines higher, pretty much it. What else? Nothing else is shining besides the stitching right here, and that is pretty much it. And okay, the stitching on the other opposite side. Primarily nothing else is pretty much glowing. Oh, the inside of the stitching, or the white liner of whatever's inside of the shoe right here. The inside liner is actually glowing. Can't really see, but I'll show it when the light's on. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Onto this side, same thing. The tongue's shining, the stitching on them. Cactus Jack doesn't shine. Stitching right there shines, and then bright right here. And stitching right there shines. Oh, and I don't know if you can see that, but the stitching, there's 2 points within the silver stitching that glow in the dark, and the rest of it doesn't. So you can see that like this. Yeah, that's interesting. So let's turn the lights on, see a little better, and I guess I'll go over it in the light so you can actually see what I'm talking about. So things I found: stitching on the tongue right here glows in the dark. Of course, the Fragment design will glow in the dark with that white. The tongue, like I said, it glows in the dark more than the OGs. And I don't know if that's a different pattern or different material, but it is different. And this one shines higher on the Fragment pair. Other things, stitching right here only glows in the dark, as well as this side. And same thing on the other side. And notice that the foam under here, for whatever reason, between the blue and the white, if I can get to it, or maybe it was on this pair. Yeah, it was on this pair. The foam under here glows in the dark, which is weird. I don't know what that is. And last thing, which is a telltale sign, and hopefully if somebody else has a pair, they can do this too and see if it's just my pair. But there was two little spots, as you can see, that are shining up on the silver stitching. And of course, those would just be white stitching for it to be shining on black light. So that's pretty interesting. Weird. No glue marks as far as showing up on the black light. No excess stitching marks anywhere else besides here, which is interesting. And of course, the soles won't have that. But that is interesting about the back on the wings logo. So if you have a pair, please let me know if that's the same thing with yours, because there's not a lot on here, which is interesting. So overall, this is a pretty clean pair. I'm super juiced to have, I guess, obtained them for retail, because they're I guess going for like 2,000 resale, which is insane. It's more than the OGs in my opinion. This color is not that, but like I said, to each their own. Like I said, if you end up copping a pair and you have, I guess, a black light, let me know if that stitching on here and the other spots that I pointed out are, I guess, unique to my pair, or if that's something, I guess, you can legit check these with. But yeah, pretty sick. Rate, comment, subscribe. Peace.